Okay, so thank you guys so much for being on the call tonight. I really appreciate you guys being on here. Like I said, if you are new and you're on this call, not listening to the recording, but physically on the call, and you've joined within the last 60 days, I want you to private message me as soon as the call is over and say, hey, I was on the call. I joined within the last 60 days, and I'm going to do a drawing for some product. So the first thing I want to talk tonight about, and I'm going to kind of go back to the basics. Megan did that on her team call last night. She brought that to my attention. I kind of scrapped what I was going to talk about tonight and decided, you know what, let's start over. Let's start at the basics. We have a crazy, huge team right now. We've had 54. Brooke just got a new ambassador. Ashley just got a new ambassador as well. So we have 54 new ambassadors now in the last 28 days, which is huge. And I feel like every month we're adding consistently 50 plus ambassadors, which is amazing. But one of the areas that I'm noticing as I was training with my sister Andrea today, and for those who don't know Andrea, she's my upline and she's a diamond ambassador. So she's at the top level of the company and she's a rock for me. She and I have gone on this journey together. And when we train, a lot of times she asks me, you know, where are you at? What are your goals? What are your team's goals? I'm very good about sticking to my level ones and my adopted level ones with knowing where their goals are, what they want to do, where they're going personally, business-wise, and where they are in that journey. And one thing that I'm noticing that we're lacking right now is training. And I think that the first step, obviously, is being on the calls. This is huge. You guys really don't understand how vital it is. And I was kind of thinking in my Sarah brain, so Katie will laugh at this, but in my Sarah brain, I was thinking today, you know, what is it about training? And this is my thought process. You have to train to gain. And this is why you can gain 100 ambassadors in 30 days, but I promise you that you can train and gain, but you will not train and retain. And here's why. It's because if you are not training your ambassadors and you are not giving them the tools and resources that they need in order to be successful, and you are not making yourself duplicatable, they are not going to know what to do. And this is what happened. They're going to go, boom. They're going to just hit a brick wall. And you know what happens when you hit a brick wall? You're done. You can't go through a brick wall. But if you guys are giving them the tools and resources they need, the brick wall is going to be there and they're going to be a plane. Instead of hitting into that brick wall, they're going to soar. And they may very closely clip that wall, and that's okay as long as the plane's good, but they're going to get above, and then they can get up there and put it on cruise control. And I learned that from GoPro about taking off down the runway. You can go down the runway. Eventually you're going to run out of runway. But if you take off from the get-go, you can get up there and then you can put yourself on cruise control. Then you can sit on autopilot, you know, and you know, sometimes you're going to have to get up a little bit because your altitude's going to, I don't know what the rest of this stupid thing was, but it made sense in my head. But if they hit a brick wall, they are not going to go anywhere. Period. End of story. So one thing that I would suggest that people be doing is stop focusing on you. Do not focus on where my specific is the 28th of the month. Guys, I believe me, if anybody understands this, this girl right here who is so close to Emerald that she can barely handle herself. But my goal is not meeting my goal. My goal is helping my girls meet their goals. And I can say that, and my girls can follow, and I'm sure some of them will shake their heads. I am constantly like, where are your points? Where are your points? What do you want to do? What do you need to do? How can I help you? It's not about me. Andrea made this point to me about 7 or 8 months ago. She said, Sarah, you've got to stop focusing on just your goals, because now you're a leader. You're a senior Ruby. You've got 700 people on your team. At the time, it was like 600. You've got all these people on your team. If you're leading them and helping them meet their goals, your goals are going to come naturally. Now, that doesn't mean you don't still have to work for your goals, and it doesn't mean you have no focus, because obviously I'm not going down a dark tunnel to see the light that you've got shine down there. I want to see my own light. But if I see your lights along the way, it lights up the whole tunnel. And then when you get there, you're all down there. Oh my gosh, I give myself goosebumps. You all get down there together. I want to go to Maui with every single face on my computer right now. I want to go to Maui next year with all of you guys. I know for sure Megan's going to be there. I know not because she's a senior Ruby, I keep, in my head she's senior Ruby. Not because she's going senior Ruby and she's about to go Emerald soon too, but because she doesn't give up. Katie is going to Maui because Katie does not give up. Ashley is going to go to Maui because Ashley doesn't give up. These are people who I know because I've watched their journeys from the beginning, and I have watched them literally soar. Does it mean that we don't all have rough patches? No. If you guys could see my white lines, you would think your white lines look good. Trust me, we all have white lines. And the further up in the company you go, the more white lines you're going to incur. So just be prepared for that. You're going to have customers that don't stick with it. Not everybody truly understands the benefits of Plexus. Most of them do not give it a true chance. That is the truth. A lot of people are in it for a quick fix. And let me explain to you guys something that I think a lot of people are doing that I saw it a couple times today, not just on our team, but on some other teams, because I'm friends with some other Gems and Jewels, and I'm on their team pages. And this is something I'm seeing a lot of on personal pages. There are a lot of people that are promoting wholesale for $34.95. That's awesome. But let me explain to you guys, wholesale at $34.95 could not be more amazing, but they need to understand that there is a minimum of $100 in orders that need to run through their website monthly. That is not just to get them qualified so that I can get points, so you can get points. You guys need to understand the math behind that. That is where our company makes their money. It is where pay points come. Pay points right now on average are worth about, let's say $3. They haven't quite been up to $3 lately. It's been more like $2.80, $2.95, somewhere in there. They were over $3 at one point. And where that average comes from is our ambassadors' personal volume. That's the PV that you hear me talk about. So people think that because they've spent $100, some of them are like, well, I spent $108. Yes, but your $108 is not personal volume. Your $108 is your total. That includes shipping. That includes tax. That stuff is not included. Even the product in itself is not 100% PV. So they need to know the PV as an ambassador so that they know what they need to do in order to qualify. I mean, literally over 20 ambassadors right now that are so close to being qualified, really could honestly probably do it with just one purchase of a product, but they haven't. And I truly believe that it's just lack of understanding when they're signing up. It's very hard to sign someone up and then after the fact come in and say, oh, by the way, you know you're supposed to be spending $100 a month. No. If you're going to sign them up wholesale, you need to make them understand. We pay $34.95 a year. That's cheaper than Costco and it's cheaper than Sam's membership, okay? And you become a wholesale, you can buy it at wholesale. The only thing the company requires and asks us to do for giving us such a great deal on that product and giving us an opportunity to, should we choose to take it, to sell the product and make money, they just ask that we spend $100 minimum in personal volume. Period. End of story. That's all they ask us. Do you guys realize we are the only multi-level marketing company, network marketing company in the market that requires only $34.95 to sign up and only $100 minimum? You don't have to do parties. You don't have to keep inventory. All they're asking is that you spend a minimum of $100. Now, one thing that I also think we're lacking in is probably training so that people understand why so many of the products are valuable and essential to their health, to their goals, their personal goals that they're trying to meet. A lot of people are like, oh, I didn't see any results. And I'm like, okay, let's troubleshoot. What are you taking? I'm taking Slim. Okay, you just told me your goal was to lose 45 pounds and all you're taking is Slim. Can you do that? You probably can. Can you do it in 30 days? I'm going to probably go with no. That's just probably unrealistic. Let's keep it real. To them, I'm like, no, it's not realistic. Let's keep it real. It's not. Slim is not going to help you lose 40 to 50 pounds in 30 days. So then they're like, well, I thought that's what it was for. No. Now these are some ambassadors that I've reached out to. I've had one that actually responded that way. And my response to her was, okay, let's get real. What are your actual goals? What are you eating? What are you drinking? What are you putting in your body? I did a post on my personal page today. I've done several in the last 2 days because I feel like people want to see these amazing results, but they don't want to correct what they're putting in their bodies. And so, as I said today in my post, Plexus is a tool. Plexus is not a fix-all. It is not a lot of the products out there on the market that are like, I'm going to shred your body and I'm going to build you a six-pack and I'm going to burn off all your weight. That's not what it is. It's going to help you with your health side so that you can achieve the goals that you're looking for. For some people, their goal is to gain weight. I've had several people who are like, I really want to try your products. I see you have a lot of benefits from it, but I don't want to lose any weight. And I'm like, okay, you personally know me. You know, I've personally never struggled with my weight ever. I struggled with being underweight at one point, but I've never struggled with being overweight. So do you think that I would take these products if that's going to be a side effect for me? And she's like, well, no. And I was like, okay, that's point, end of story. Sarah 1, argument 0. So here's the thing, is it's not about weight loss. And you guys have got to get that in your head. Celeste, who is a Double Diamond ambassador, she's the top rank in our company twice, and she's the only person who's ever done that, said it on one of our training calls recently. Her first leg was built on weight loss. She got all the way to Diamond on weight loss. Her second one, which is actually probably her stronger leg, was built solely on health, gut health primarily. So I think that one thing that I want my ambassadors to be doing on my team is educating yourself. Educate yourself on product. Educate yourself on gut health. Do you know what leaky gut is? And if you don't, you need to find out, because you need to see how our products can help with things like leaky gut. And you need to see what the statistics are out there on how many people struggle with gut issues. For me, that's what brought me into Plexus. Was I had poor gut health. I had serious GI issues, literally debilitating GI issues. And I struggled from severe anxiety and panic attacks. I literally could not go in public unless I had Xanax on me, period, end of story. I had horrible panic attacks. I didn't necessarily have to take Xanax a lot, but I had to have it on me or I would go into a full-blown panic attack, debilitating panic attack. And I did a lot of research and found, after the fact, of course, that anxiety and panic disorder is mine was a PTSD situation, but it is generally attached to your gut. And so a lot of people that struggle are on all these medications. For many of y'all saw me post, my friend Shauna today did a post on getting rid of her anxiety meds, finally. And, you know, a lot of times what we don't know is that a lot of these prescription drugs also have a lot of side effects, therefore causing you sometimes more health concerns and more health issues in the long run. And what I'm finding is that if you can kind of get some of those under control, you start feeling better, and then you stop needing all the prescription meds. Now, am I telling you to get off prescription meds? Absolutely not. That is something you need to do with your doctor's recommendations and with their approval and with their guidance. Am I saying that I personally am able to get off of some of mine? Yes, I am absolutely saying that. Do I have a lot of friends involved in Plexus as well as just customers that are doing the same thing? Absolutely, yes, I do. I have several friends. My sister is a great testimony for thyroid. She has drastically gone down. She is not completely off of her thyroid medicine, but she has finally gotten it under control and has reduced it to a very minimal dose. I have you know, so many things going on physically with me, and I have reduced majority of that through product. So kind of where I'm going with this is you need to educate yourself. If you don't educate yourself, you don't know answers. It's why I did decide to stop doing training for an hour and start doing training for 30 minutes and then some product training for 30 minutes, because I feel like if I give you guys not all of the information, but some information to start on, you kind of have a direction to go. You know, I very strongly believe that that's where I think a lot of the break of our team is going right now. I feel like a lot of the people that we're losing, it is just lack of knowledge. It's lack of understanding and it's lack of training. if you are my level 1 or level 2, I'm going to call you out right now. And if you don't know if you are, you can look it up in your back office. My thing is Texas Plexus. Look your upline. If I'm 1 or 2 above you, then this is what you need to be doing, training your team. If you have 2 or 3 people under you, 3 as absolutely, you need to have this. You need to have a team page. If you have 3 people and you have gone silver, whether they're white line, blue line, if you have even 1 person still and you're silver, you need to have a team page. You need to be doing some kind of training. If there's just a couple people, meet for lunch, meet for dinner, do a Zoom, whatever it is you need to do, but you need to be training your team. One of the things that I was talking to one of my other ambassadors tonight is a lot of people depend on their upline to train their team. They very much say, okay, I'm going to use Megan as an example. Megan does training every week. She is so good about it. It is now becoming a very strong suit for her. She's really good at it. She's consistent with it. Her team sees her as a leader because she does that. And therefore, they now are doing the same thing. Many of the leaders on her team and the very successful people on her team, one of the reasons I believe that they're successful is they do training. Now, does that mean everybody's going to get on your training calls? No. I have almost 700 people on my team, and I have 14 people right now on this. 14 people out of 700. Everybody's not going to be on there. That's okay. You don't need everybody. You just need some people who want to get trained on there. And right now, all these faces and all these numbers down here that I see, those are people who right now want to be trained. They want to learn. And so my job as a leader is to invest in my team. If you're not doing that, you're going to really struggle with continuing to have a strong team. You have to constantly train. And I know sometimes you get into a lull of, okay, what do I talk about? Ask your upline, ask your downline, ask the people on your team. Where are you guys struggling? One of the things I'm seeing a lot of with people today, my sister asked in my post where I was like, talk about who your upline is and then give me 2 strengths and 2 areas you need to grow. One of the areas I'm seeing a lot of people need to grow is training and talking to people in public. And what y'all don't understand is cold calling and talking to people in public is honestly one of the most vital things to your success. You have got to learn to stop worrying about what everybody else thinks, because what everybody else thinks, as I said last week, is not going to pay bills. What everyone else thinks is not going to get you to Maui. What everybody else thinks is not going to get you a free Lexus. What everyone else thinks is not going to help you meet your personal goals. What everyone else thinks is not going to help you shed 30 pounds. Or get your gut health under check, or get rid of those medications you so desperately want to get off of. Other people's opinions should not matter. And that has to be a personal thing though. I can't tell you that enough. You have to make the decision. I'm tired of listening to what everybody else thinks, because what matters is my family. What matters is my success. And when it's all said and done, those people will look at you and say, oh my gosh, she did it. She is sitting on the beaches in Maui, and I never thought it could be done. Don't let other people's negativity take away from your joy and happiness, because that's all it is it's negativity and it's jealousy. And jealousy is just another way of saying, I wish I could be where you are, but I don't have that same courage to be there. And so I really want to strongly encourage you guys, stop letting other people's thoughts get in your head. I've talked to everybody about Plexus. My kids talk to everybody about Plexus. Do people block me? Absolutely. I'm sure people have unfriended me, but to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know. And I really don't care. And you know why? Because I'm a senior Ruby who has probably gained more friends right here than those people were. Because the people who love me and care about me are going to support me no matter what I'm doing, no matter how obnoxiously annoying my Plexus posts are. They're still going to love me and support me. And I said, you don't have to defriend me. You can just unfollow me. Jeez Louise, people. But some people feel it's necessary to block you. Do you really want someone who's going to block you for sharing about health and wellness and sharing about the people who are changing their lives? Is that really the people you want in your life? If it is, awesome. You're going to continue to have that feeling then. But if it's not, then you've got to block it out of your head and say, you know what? My job And my responsibility is to help somebody find their health, somebody get out of financial debt and hurt that they need to get out of in a way that does not require parties and doesn't require a buku of their time. Now, am I saying that I don't work 40 hours a week? No, I'm not saying that. I work 40 plus hours a week on Plexus, guys. But my work is this. I spend probably hours, I won't say how many in a day, on certain threads talking to people, training. I am answering questions all day long. I am literally at people's beck and call. Pretty much if I'm awake, I will answer your questions. And that's because that's where I'm at in my journey. Was I there at Silver? No, I didn't work 40 hours. Am I there at Senior Ruby, almost Emerald? Yes. Am I going to be there at Diamond? Absolutely. My sister works 50 to 60 hours a week. And it is okay because her 50 or 60 hours a week is going to lunch with people and having dinners for people and paying for the entire dinner because she makes a crazy amount of money. You know, my sister went from a stay-at-home mom, literally like all she did for a living was go to lunch with people, I think. I'm not really actually sure what she did. To now making 6 figures a year, sometimes 6 figures in a month, doing the exact same thing. Okay? That's really where it comes. She's either on her computer surfing Facebook or she's on her computer before, and now as a Diamond Ambassador is on her computer doing Facebook with people she loves and cares about, sharing about health and wealth and testimonies. It's really, it's you can't even compare. So this is one of the things that Andrea and Roz and Celeste said in a training video, and I really want to instill this on you guys. If you knew that right now today, for the next 6 months, you're going to have to put in 150% of all that you are into building your business so that you can have the freedom, the financial freedom, and the security and all of the amazing perks of Plexus, going to Maui every year, I'm going to DC for free and taking 2 kids for free this year. If you could have all of that for 6 months of hard work, would you do it? I see a whole lot of heads going yes. And that's the absolute truth. I am going to DC completely on Plexus. I'm going to do some kind of tour with my kids for free on Plexus. I have several friends that are bringing home big, huge cardboard $2,000 checks. Thank you, Plexus. I'm going to convention for free. I'm already have decided that. So I'm going to convention for free, wherever that should be. I'm going to get there for free and I'm going to have a free room because I don't accept anything else because I know I can do it. I have faith in myself. Do you have faith in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Because I believe in you. Do you believe in yourself is the question. Today I told Andrea, I was like, I just want you to be so proud of me. And she's like, Sarah, I'm already proud of you. Are you proud of yourself? And I was like, I'm proud of myself 6 months ago. Girl, when I went Ruby, I was excited for myself. But the truth of the matter is, yes, I'm proud of myself because I have more. Hi, Brittany. I just saw you got on. I have more people in my life right now that encourage me. And I'm not just talking about with Plexus. I have so many ambassadors that encourage me. I have so many people to pour into and to encourage. I have friends literally from East Coast. Thank you, Ann, for being on the East Coast. All the way to the West Coast. Thank you, Ash, for being, and all my Oregon girls for being on West Coast. And I've got a whole bunch of girls in Cali. Literally, I have a whole United States of America of people on my team. I should run for president. I'm just kidding. I have this whole United States worth of people on my team. Then I'm like, holy macaroni and cheese, guys. We have literally, we are completely spaced out. In the event that something happened detrimental in my life, I have more prayer partners and more support right now than I have ever had in my life because I don't just have a team. I have a Plexus family. And that is the truth. I am here to support you just like you would support me. I don't care if you're my number 1 or if you're my level 9. I don't think I have level 9, level 8. If you're my level 8, if you're my level 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I don't care where you fall on my team. You are just as important as anybody else. That's all there is to it. I just need to know, do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want to invest in yourself? Because I want to invest in you. There's no question about that. I want to invest in every single one of you guys. And if you have questions, if you need one-on-one training, here I am. Just ask and I will give it to you. If you want, if you're not comfortable messaging me because I don't know, for whatever reason you might feel uncomfortable, message your upline and they will message me, because I got a whole lot of people underneath me that are not shy to ask for that. And they will message me and I will train the bukus out of you. You won't even know what to do with yourself if I keep training you. Because once you ask for it, I'm going to be like, okay, now I've trained you and I've given you challenges. Now what are you doing with them? So you need to decide what it is that you want and say, I'm not accepting other people's negativity. I'm not accepting comparing myself to other people's journeys. I'm not accepting no. I'm not accepting failure. Because you're going to have a roller coaster of a ride. That's what journeys are. Your life journey is this way. Everything in life is going to do this. Your Plexus business is going to do this. But your highs are going to get higher and your lows are going to become fewer. Okay? But you have to put in the work to do it. The first step is being on training calls. You have to train to gain, and you have to train to retain. Okay, does that make sense? So you have to train like you're doing right now, and then you have to train them to retain them. God, that's good. I'm going to put that on a tank top. You guys are going to see that on the tank top coming your way soon. That's just all there is to it. So I know Megan's probably like, it's 8:01, Sarah, so I'm switching over. I know she keeps me so accountable, and I didn't have to look because I know she's doing it. So we're going to move on to the next thing, which is product. And tonight I am going to do some product review and a little bit of training on product. And we are going to start with Slim. I went over last week, and for those who don't know, go back and use your little search bar on your groups app, and you can put in there our video for last week, or just scroll down until you find it. There's just a lot of stuff on our page. But scroll down and find our video, or you can go to my YouTube channel and find it, where last week I kind of went over every product and just some key points. But tonight I'm really going to kind of go into Slim, because I want you guys to understand a little bit more about it, because so many people just call it the pink drink, and all they tell anyone is, oh, it regulates your blood sugar. Okay, first of all, do you even know why that is important? Do you know what health benefits there are to regulating your blood sugar? And do you know that that is not the only thing that it does? Plexus Slim is far more than just regulating your blood sugar. Blood sugar is important, and it does help with a lot of other issues, health issues that you have, to regulate your blood sugar. But are you aware of everything else that's going on? So when I say natural with Plexus, I mean natural. And let me tell you some of the benefits in Slim. 1, citric acid. It's an antioxidant that fights free radicals and helps regulate acidity in the body, improving digestion and protecting against cancer. I don't know about you guys, but that's something in itself that for me is a huge thing with is citric acid. I will tell you that anything that says it might protect or fight against cancer, for me, is a preventative. And I'm all about prevention. If I can prevent things, I'm on it like nobody's business. The next thing is beetroot. That's actually why the pink drink is pink, and they did not put it in there as a natural color. It wasn't like, in lieu of using red dye, we're going to use beetroot. It just happens to be pink because of the beetroot. And here's where the beetroot comes in. It contains potassium, magnesium, iron, vitamin A, B6, C, and folic acid. They reduce blood pressure and the risk for heart attack and stroke, helps slow progression of dementia, balances your blood sugar, promotes normal tissue growth, and lowers your cholesterol. Okay, I'm going to post all this, so those who are like, oh, crud, I didn't write all that down, I'm going to post it on our team page, so don't stress yourself out. That's where my, that's my organization for the day. I know Megan thinks that's funny. Citric K, which is also known as Garcinia cambogia, which had a huge reputation at one point for weight loss. I'm sure you guys saw it all over Facebook. We use a really high concentrate of Garcinia cambogia, and we use a very good form of it. There's some out there that are not great forms of it, and I do know that we use a high quality Garcinia cambogia. It prevents liver processes associated with the conversion of energy into fat cells. Garcinia cambogia extract doesn't allow the liver enzymes to metabolize energy and turn it into fat. Rather, it helps channel these calories to be used for developing lean muscle mass and energy to be used up by the body. Garcinia cambogia also helps control appetite naturally. So that is where the Garcinia cambogia is one of the areas where you're burning fat and helping build lean muscle that you hear so much about. It is also where some of the natural appetite suppressant will come in. It is not a massive suppressant, but it will help it. So it will help control the appetite. Natural flavors, cherry and pomegranate. So when you see natural flavors on there, it's cherry and pomegranate. That's why it tastes like a cherry Tootsie Pop. So, and that's kind of how most of us explain what it tastes like. Chlorogenic acid. I have no idea if I even said that right, so you guys can laugh at me if I said it wrong. It helps regulate blood pressure and blood glucose levels. It helps prevent it helps improve the heart and boost weight loss. I'm reading notes, so I'm sorry if I'm reading them sometimes a little slow. Lipoic acid serves vital functions at the cellular level, such as energy production. A few studies have suggested that alpha lipoic acid supplements may enhance the body's ability to use its own insulin to lower blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes. ALA may also help reduce the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy, nerve damage that's caused by diabetes. So that is one of the areas in our Slim that if you've got people with type 2 or type 1 diabetics, I would strongly suggest that that's one of the areas that you focus on. And Katie, that helps with your type 1 as well, correct? You can just shake your head. Yes. Okay. And she's type 1. She's not type 2. And if you don't know the difference in type 1 and type 2 diabetics, you need to find that out, or you need to watch Katie or contact Katie Paul, and she will explain the difference to you, because there is a drastic difference, and you really need to understand, because if you go in talking to someone with type 1 diabetes and giving them all these great benefits of type 2 diabetes, you're really seriously just blowing smoke at that point. You need to understand the difference and educate yourself before you go and talk to a diabetic about diabetes, period, end of story. Next, Lohan, naturally sweet, supports the immune system, digestive tract, glands, and respiratory system. It has also been shown to have a powerful effect on diabetes, allergies, and cancer. Lohan Gua seems to show promise that at preventing cholesterol from oxidizing, and since this plays a role in the formation of plaque buildup in the arteries, it may translate to a decreased risk of heart attack and strokes. Stevia extract, and let me tell you guys, there are many, many forms of stevia. Splenda is not one. So please, Truvia, Splenda, all that stuff, please don't use it, because that's not stevia extract, and it's actually not healthy for you. Naturally sweet, the only naturally occurring no-calorie sweetener shown to regulate blood pressure and blood sugar levels. It's been shown to increase insulin production as well as make the cells more sensitive to its effects. This would be particularly helpful with type 1 diabetics. So, for those who don't know, again, the difference between type 1 and type 2, that's another area where you need to educate yourself. Chromium helps move glucose into the bloodstream to be used as energy and to burn fat, carbs, and proteins into energy. It is also helpful in building muscle and burning fat, regulating blood sugar, cholesterol, lipids, and lowering the risk of glaucoma and calcium deficiency. Grape skin significantly reduces the cell's ability to store fat by about 130% and causes fat cells to disintegrate at a rate of 246% higher than normal. It has the ability to improve the dilation of blood vessels, which may also allow blood to flow more easily through blood vessels. It has also been shown to relax the walls of blood vessels, making their diameter larger, thereby lowering blood pressure and allowing a higher volume of blood to flow through all areas of the body, delivering increased oxygen and nutrients to the body's cells. Known for its brain-protecting ability, studies have found that grapeseed mopped up brain-damaging plaques and free radicals, which have been linked to Alzheimer's. It's not just a little pink drink, it's a power-packed stick of awesomeness. these are some of the benefits, and I want to encourage you guys to be looking at some of the other benefits. A lot of people just don't know what are in our products. This is where I'm trying to educate so that you understand that our products are not about weight loss. Our products are about health. They are about getting your body healthy. A lot of times when you're struggling with weight, it comes back to you're not healthy. That is not to say that skinny people right here cannot be unhealthy. I have been a very unhealthy skinny person. And healthy is kind of where you need to be. So if you are struggling and saying to myself, you know what, I'm really struggling with my weight, but I can't take X, Y, and Z. Okay, Slim is where it's at, guys. That's your starting point, because there are so many benefits with Slim in itself that you really, like I said, you've got to break down these products and see what's in them and why they are beneficial. So Slim is the start. And I feel like I've gone over a lot of this with you. Now, as you see, a lot of this is not going, if you don't have fat to burn, it's not going to burn fat that isn't there. If you have, like myself, a thin body as it is, it's going to help me build muscle. It's going to help me make better choices. I personally do not have a lack of appetite on Slim. I do, however, know that I don't eat out of boredom anymore, and I don't eat garbage. I tend to choose good things. Kind of one of the last few days, one of my snacks of choice that I'm like craving is hummus and veggies. That is like where it's at for me right now. You can always overdo a good thing, as many of y'all know about my protein bar addiction. You can overdo a good thing, but I notice that I still make better choices. When I eat sweets, because I am a sweetaholic, I talk about it all the time on these calls, obsessed with sweets, I can't eat a lot of them. And sometimes, honestly, I can't even choke them down. I went to Black Walnut, most of y'all don't even know what that is, and they have cake that is like literally like the biggest piece of cake you've ever seen in your life. I don't even know how they think a human being can eat it. I probably could have before Plexus, but I can't now. I can only take like a bite of it, and it's so sweet. I'm done. And that is one of the areas where I've noticed my blood sugar also regulating, because I'm not putting a bunch of sugar in my body. You'll notice a lot of your fat burning away because you're not eating those things. And when you're not putting all that stuff in your body and you're not eating out of boredom, and when you are bored and eating out of boredom, you tend to choose better snacks because honestly, a lot of the other stuff doesn't sound good. Like for me, I can't stand chips because I see the grease in them. I'm eating right now, this may not sound appetizing to you guys, but I eat white bean chips, and there's no grease in the bag. There's no greasiness to them. And it's really the only chips I can really eat. I eat some flaxseed chips too because there's no grease in them. So I can eat them with hummus and get kind of my crunch fix. But I just don't eat stuff like that. If I stop and get a sandwich somewhere, I'm really particular because I don't eat a lot of bread. I don't eat a lot of chips. I just don't eat stuff like that. I did prior to Plexus, and the only thing I've changed in my life is Plexus and a whole lot of new people that I love. But that's about it. So that's an area where I really want to encourage you guys. Again, my thing tonight is encouragement. Please know your products. When people are asking you questions, please do not make up an answer to answer them and suffice the fact that you've answered them. Please tell them, I don't know, that's a great question. Let me find out and get right back to you. You disconnect from them and you connect to someone who can answer your question immediately. Do not go, like I have done in the past with people, do not go 24 and 48 hours. Tell them, give them a time frame. I will get back to you within the next 24 hours. I will get back to you in the next hour. Whatever it is you need to do to find the answer, go find the answer and get right back to them, okay? Because in the meantime, they're forgetting that they've even asked you the question and you want it to stay fresh on their brain. They're asking because they're interested. So you've got someone interested. Do not lose that luster because sorry, we're keeping it real tonight, but don't lose a luster because you're lazy. Go find the answer. Trust me, you are on enough pages. You have enough resources out there. You can get the answer. You just have to ask around, call customer service if it's a product related question. Now, if you call customer service, they are not going to answer your health questions, period, end of story. They will not answer it. But if it is an actual legitimate plexus question, you can either look in the FAQs or you can call them. And when I say that, you can ask them things like, does this have caffeine in it? Does this have gluten in it? Does this have eggs in it? Whatever it is you're wanting to ask, you can ask them that kind of information. But if you say, can this help with lowering blood pressure? They're going to tell you, ask a doctor. They're not going to answer your question. So you need to be understandable. So that is all I have tonight. That is where I'm going to leave it. If you are not taking Slim and you are on my team, you need to be taking it. You need to be taking products, especially our main product that is a huge, huge health benefit, as I've just shared with you. Everybody needs to be on this product, everyone. So if you're, I mean, literally, even my 9-year-old takes it. My 7-year-old, it's too sweet for her because she's been on her ProBio so long, she can't eat sweets anymore. Like, literally can't even choke down a Debbie donut. I mean, she can't eat sweets anymore. And so she's having a harder time with it. My mom does not like the taste, guys. Celeste Wynn at Double Diamond does not love the taste of Slim, but you take it because it's good for you. Some people, it's just too sweet. Let me give you some suggestions if you don't like the flavor. 2 things. 1, we do not have artificial sweetener. Everyone's like, oh, it has a saccharin aftertaste. That's not saccharin. That is stevia, and it is not an artificial sweetener. It is a natural sweetener. Let's start with that. Second, if you really, really cannot handle it, you can put a little bit of lemon juice in it or lime juice in it, and it will kind of help that taste that you're not liking. It will help. The last thing I'm going to suggest is take it as a shot and then drink your water. So put it in a little cup, a little Dixie cup, or whatever you have. Make it up, which is like maybe an ounce of water. Chug it real fast and then drink your water. That's how my mom takes it. Doesn't love it that way, but she can tolerate it. I like it. So for me, I'm like, pour me up some more. But not everybody does. A lot of people like it warm in the season of the year. They like to drink it warm. I don't like it warm. I just don't care for it that way. I like it room temp. I don't like it cold either. I just like to put it in my bottle, shake it up, drink it, and be done. A lot of people will ask you, well, I'm having this and I'm having that. Let me just tell you, 99% of the time, it is their body detoxing. If your body is going through that, you probably have something in there that it doesn't need. So let's keep in mind that detox is not a bad thing. They may need to back off and drink half of a Slim a day. I will tell you guys, because I'm keeping it real tonight, I had some issues in the bathroom department when I started Slim. I was like, holy guacamole, does this have some fiber in it or something? I don't know what's going on here. I had to back off and drink half of a Slim a day. I would make the whole bottle, shake it up, drink half, put the other bottle in the fridge, and drink it the next morning. Everyone's like, oh, but it says on there that you have to drink it within 30 minutes. No, it's saying consume it in a 30-minute period. It's not that it doesn't save. It will save just fine. It's drink it in a 30-minute period so that it can do its job. So you guys understand, you just don't want to drink it over the course of an hour because you're not getting the benefits of it. You need to drink whatever you're going to drink in a 30-minute period. Sometimes I've drank half of mine in the morning and then the other half in the afternoon. I sometimes do it that way. Not everybody does. I sometimes do. So it's about what's best for you. But people think that if they don't drink it within 30 minutes of shaking it, it's going to be bad. That is not true. So just to clarify I have gotten that answer on every level with customer service, as well as from Diamond Ambassadors. I've gotten that across the board and from a holistic health coach. It is not going to go bad. If you shake it up and you forget about it, and you're like, oh no, I left it on the counter. I've got another one in my purse, so I can go ahead and drink another one. But when you get home, just stick it in the fridge, shake it up, and drink it tomorrow. It's not going to go bad, okay? Like, that's one of the misconceptions I think a lot of people have, is that if they don't drink it in 30 minutes, it's going to go bad. It's not going to go bad on you. You just need to drink whatever amount you're going to drink it within a 30-minute period. So either drink a half or drink a whole. Some people drink more. I don't know why. Drink it within a 30-minute period so you can get all the benefits out of it, okay? So that's the end of the call tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said, do not forget, if you have been on the call really, Sarah? If you're on this call and you have joined within the last 60 days, so you joined in August or September, I want you to private message me, say, hey, I joined, give me your join date, or roughly like when you joined, and then tell me that you were on the call, and I will do, please try to do it before 9 o'clock so I can do little raffle thing, and I will draw someone, and I'm sending you a bag of 96. So y'all have an awesome night. Ooh, someone just got excited. I saw that, Lindsay. You guys have an awesome night, and I am going to post this on our team page, so you need to let me know before I post it on the team page.